Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Shahr Ramadan Mobarak, first and foremost. I've been wanting to make videos for a good minute now, a long while actually. And in the past, I've started, and I've had some relative consistency, and then I've dropped it and fallen off, picked up, dropped it. Now I'm at a point in my life where, inshallah ta'ala, I feel like I can endeavor and attain consistency and do this for the long term. Now, as always, I want to make videos that can be of some use to people going through hardship and finding contentment and fulfillment in this life. Especially right now in the year of our Lord 2026, God knows in the United States, things aren't doing too hot, and it's looking like that for the foreseeable future, it's only going to get worse. Now, I want to be able to give people hope and inspiration to try and make something out of their lives, to find some sort of, as I said, contentment. And we all go through our ups and downs. We all go through our phases where our relationships, our psychology, our health, our personal finance, our professional lives, wherever, full spectrum, any arena. Maybe they're doing pretty good, maybe they're doing great. And quite often, though, they're not doing too hot. And if one area is doing good, another area might not be doing the best. So, that said, I do want to be careful because as we go through this, I don't want to portray myself as, one of these influencers or guru personalities, one of these guys who seems like they have everything figured out and their life is fully put together and they found the code and they cracked it. Because on the real, anybody who says that they got their life put together that well and they found some code and they cracked, the only thing they found is a big pile of crap they're trying to sell you. I just turned 40 recently, and I am going through a bit of a low point in my own life. I'm feeling blah, I'm questioning life's purpose, aside from, the general, وَمَا خَلَقْتُ الْجِنِّ وَالْإِنسَ إِلَّا يَعْبُدُونَ. God did not create, and we did not create jinn and man, except that they worship us, as Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in the Quran. So I figure, at this current low point, and coming out of it, I can find a little bit of my own personal fulfillment and purpose through sharing my growth and evolution and, inshallah ta'ala, inspiring other people to grow with me. I don't really know where I'm going to, what I'm going to do, or the how on me doing it. However, I do have a pretty good idea of where I want to go, what I want to cover, what I want to discuss. It's my aim to document certain areas in my life and the strategies, habits, and activities I am undertaking in order to rebuild and restabilize those areas, in order to enrich and enhance my life's experience for myself, my loved ones, and those who I'm interacting with on the day-to-day. Now, being a Muslim in the United States, I obviously am going to want to come at this through an Islamist point of view. Also, it's important to note that I am a Muslim in the United States. On top of that, I am white bread, corn-fed American. My parents are white. I'm a convert. It's been almost 20 years. I don't have any Middle Eastern in-laws that are like really a major part of my life right now. And the culture I've been raised in, is white and Western. Now, the culture I've raised myself in through the grace of God has been Islamic culture. But I want to be able to show that Western culture and once again, purported values that come with it are well in line with the Islamic principles of Shari living. Notice I didn't say that Sharia is in line with Western culture. We're not about that here. Now, as I said, I'm currently in a bit of a slump in my own life. And in the past couple years, I've dealt with losing close friends through either death or betrayal. I've lost property, I've lost wealth. And of course, I've dealt with some ramifications of silly, immature actions and thinking. Stupid and selfish, short-sighted human decisions that we all make. Now, it is believed by astronomers or physicists or whatever that something like 99.99999, a bunch of nines, percentage of the universe is empty space. And as we look at the vastness of the cosmos and notice we're on a little speck, on a little speck, in a little speck, in an endless black void, flying around through the infinite nothing. Now, this can lead to some pretty serious existential dread, especially when we start asking ourselves, what is this really about? Am I really doing anything of importance in the world? Aside from the وَمَا خَلَقْتُ الْجِنِّ وَالْإِنسَ إِلَّا يَعْبُدُونَ, that should be inherent in all of our thinking as Muslims anyway. Now, when we think about this, coupled with how difficult the world can be, how evil, nasty, and brutal life can be, it starts to hit pretty hard, and it can lead us to checking out emotionally and symbolically, or actually, punching our own cards. At the very least, it often leaves us feeling in a state of apathy towards our own lives, not to mention the lives of the people we share space on this physical journey with, especially those who are an ocean away. Now, reminds me, I met a guy a couple years ago. He was an older gentleman, by no means old, just older, mid-50s, something like that. And his son had taken his life a while back. Now, that is something I cannot even begin to fathom the pain from as a father. He was telling me about he himself had then contemplated following that same course of action and almost brought himself to do it, but then he decided against it. He instead wakes up every day telling himself just not to make the world any worse while he is here. Now, don't make the world any worse. That is a powerful motto to wake up and affirm to on a daily basis. Honestly, super admirable, and I'm sure it's a much more purposeful way to go through life than the vast majority of us do, at least consciously. This hit me real hard, in a profound way. Obviously, it is years later, and I am using it in this video as a sort of tool to spur us into contemplative thought into the importance of our time here, our very finite, limited time, in finding the significance in our insignificance. Don't make the world any worse. I've been thinking about that a lot lately. What a motto. What a philosophy. I also have a philosophy. Whenever I think I'm doing good at something, when I've reached a new level of proficiency, growth, achievement, I tell myself, do better. Don't make the world any worse. Do better. We can always get better, even if we're good, even if we're great, even if we are the best in any arena, even if our competition is only ourselves in that arena. We personally can always do better. Don't make the world any worse. Do better. Don't make the world any worse. How can I leave the world just a little bit better? That is it. That is the question. Don't make the world any worse. Do better. How can I leave the world just a little bit better? I am going to leave the world a little bit better. And that's what I want to do. That's who I am going to strive to be. One of those people leaving the world a little bit better. And you know what? I think that's something each and every one of us can be, can do, especially through the mundanity of life. Though in this, I personally have fallen off. I've gone from a man of routine, achievement, and passion to something akin to a tree dormant in winter. I've withered a bit. I've gone dormant. I haven't been striving for growth to achieve goals, to reach for nutrients. I've been working just to get by. I've stopped reading, I've stopped training, I've stopped working to get better. Now, I don't know the format I'm going to put it all together in. I don't know exactly what kind of content I'm going to put out there. But it is going to be a variety, I guess. What I do know is whatever I produce, inshallah ta'ala, is going to show incremental improvement and growth. It's going to be filled with information to educate and inspire people to get better, to do better, and to make the world just a little bit better. And in so doing, I'm also going to aim to do so in a way that shows the Shari framework on how to live life. As in this day and age of second wave funded Islamophobia, and let's be real, it's not the second wave. This is the Islamophobia of the 60s that grew bigger post 9/11, went a little dormant, and it's still there. And you know what? That Dajjal, that system behind it that's funding it, it's no longer dormant. Never really has been. But now it is pumping its nutrients into its philosophy. Now, it's important that as Muslim Americans, we figure out how much of the Western lifestyle is compatible with our Islamic values. Not how much of Islam is compatible with Western democracy. We need to stop cucking to that. We need to stop having that as our philosophy. Because let's be real, we as Muslims, especially those who are inshallah ta'ala on the path of the Ahl Bayt alayhimus salatu wassalam, believe that our culture, our way of life, our deen is superior. It is superior not only for personal growth and contentment and, prosperity, but it's superior for societal growth, contentment, and prosperity. So, inshallah ta'ala, you guys come along with me. Hope you enjoy this. I hope this inspires and I hope people get something out of it. I got more content coming. I have some stuff I'm pre-recording. As I said, I don't really know how this is going to go, but I have a pretty good idea of what I want to do. So once again, Shahr Ramadan Mubarak. And until next time, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.